When Adonis Superman Stevenson enters the ring, he delivers swift justice, defending his belt 5 straight years. Badu Jack the Ripper is also on a tear, using a more surgical approach. 2 unique styles.
I'm going for the knockout.
Everybody got a plan till they get hit.
1 unpredictable fight. Plus, don't blink. Gary Russell Jr. brings the fastest hands in boxing against undefeated Jojo Diaz for the featherweight title. Back-to-back championship bouts on Showtime.
On medication, and I was a mentally ill patient in a psychiatric ward.
I was able to discover at a very young age that my voice was an instrument.
Good evening, everyone.
He was just a natural.
So much energy. I said, dude, you have a talent.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna become a major star. And then the biggest battle of my life began. I was sick. I was really sick.
We call it bipolar disorder, but it really describes 2 phenomena. One is depressive episodes and what we call manic episodes.
He'd have these breakdowns, rage, just the brain chemicals. We didn't know anything about it.
When we're seeing someone with a mental disorder like that just melt down, you just go, wow.
I'm a fucking prisoner of my own fucking mind.
Hey, Mom. Biggest show of my career. Thanks for your love and support.
Good luck, Moto.
Floyd Mayweather landing the right hand now at will. Attacks McGregor again.
I want to kick the living crap out of this.
It's over. It's over. Mamma mia. Oh, God.
What's
Tell me. Don't tell me.
Mental illness may be a life sentence for a lot of us, but it does not have to be a death sentence.
Keep fighting the good fight.
And now the referee draws them together. Chris Sanagar with Lee Selby, his manager, Warrington with Nick Manners and his father, Sean O'Hagan, and now face to face. Early stages of this fight could be so important. Warrington, surely his plan has got to be to not allow Lee Selby to get into any sort of rhythm. Selby, technically, I think by common consensus, may be the better boxer. Warrington, super fit, super committed, and how will he feed off this crowd?
Well, he has to start fast, and he has to smother the work, as Richie was saying earlier, of Selby. But it has to be intelligent. You can't just run forward, because that's just bread and butter for Lee Selby. So has to be behind the jab, angles, plenty of face like he's doing here now, and then jump on Selby. Every time he makes a half a mistake, Warren's got to make him pay for it.
Selby, you see, clearly the taller man with the reach advantage. Official stats we were giving, 5'8", so I'll tell you what, he's a big 5'8". Good body shot from Warrington.
And a left hook as well there from Josh.
Switch the attack to the head. Fast start from Warrington, trying to bully Selby back onto the ropes. Michael Alexander, referee, could be an important man tonight. Warrington, who grew up on the Rookway estates here in Leeds. Lee Selby from Barry, which is a tough place itself, Barry.
It's a beautiful place to be, John. There's also Barry Town can be a tough place to grow up, yeah, if you're in the wrong areas.
Interesting opening round so far, both getting a feel of the strength of each other. Good left hand in there from Selby, but Warrington replies with one of his own, and it gets rough inside.
Yeah, it was good from Selby. I think the better left hook probably come from Josh Warrington, that little exchange there, John. Selby's flicking the jab out, and that's the right idea. Just can't really establish a rhythm with the shot yet.
Selby trying to keep a close defense. Warrington trying to keep a tight defence, and when the opportunity arises, he leaps in.
What Warrington's doing quite well is when they're close, he knows Selby likes to hold on, and he holds on low, so he's throwing that right hand over the top, Warrington.
Little protest to the referee from Selby about some of the working close from Warrington.
It's better from Selby though, nice little double jab right hand, trying to push Warrington back.
Warrington missing with that right hand over the top, and again a slightly untidy looking maul.
Good there, doubling up with the left hook there from Warrington.
He's had a good opening round here, Barry. He's done what he needed to do. He's made a fast start.
And he's getting inside the long reach of Selby, so Selby just can't get any counters in because the punch is just going over the head of Warrington. No panic signs for anyone at the minute, John. Obviously, neither for Selby, but I think Warrington's having a better start.
Well, no cause to panic for the Welsh supporters, of course. A long way to go in this, and Selby has got it in him to turn it around, but that was a really good opening round for Josh Warrington. Here's the action from the opening round, and it was a good opening round for Josh Warrington, and I think you've given him that one, haven't you, Barry?
Yeah, most definitely. I think he landed with the telling punches in that round. Just see through a lovely left hook. Selby stands a little bit tall in range, and Warrington just whipped that left hook over the top.
Warrington and his father, Shauna Hagan, have studied long and hard the action of Lee Selby in his big fights, notably in his last fight when he was at ringside, and he said that he spotted how easy he was to hit with the left hook, and it's been the left hook in the first 3 minutes which served Warrington really well.
Well, Selby does stand a little bit upright when they're close, and that's obviously what Warrington's worked on. Good jab there from Selby though. That's what he needs to establish, is that solid jab. Stop Warrington. When Warrington tries to come forward, you make him pay with that jab. That's what Selby's looking to do.
Warrington keeping a tight defence. It's educated pressure. He's not just bulldozing forward, which Selby said would play into his hands. Selby having to work for his openings. He's not really found too much clean so far.
Crowd's getting a bit excited. The right arm. Good right hand there, though. And again there.
And again. And he pushes Selby back. Warrington, he's cut. Was it heads that did it? He's cut over the left eye, Lee Selby.
I'm not sure if that was heads or the right hand there, John.
Warrington is going after him now, and the crowd respond. They can see blood on the face of Lee Selby. It's going to be fascinating to see exactly what caused that. Oh, good shot from Warrington. Left hand under right hand to the head of Selby. Warrington inspired right now, but back comes Selby, trying to steady himself, trying to gain composure, but he's being out-jabbed.
Well, just the tactics are spot on here from Warrington. He's keeping a nice tight defence, and he's not throwing until Selby starts throwing. Then he lets his hands go. And he's coming forward, but he's jumping into attacks, but he's not rushing forward in straight lines. Good left hook to the body there from Selby, though.
He needs a lot of them, though, doesn't he? He's not really commanded the respect so far of Warrington. There's another right into the body from Selby. What a terrific opening to this fight. 12-rounder, of course, world title distance. Long way to go, and they've got to work on that cut. How bad is that going to be if the fight goes down the stretch?
You just see there, that's the fact that Selby, he knows Warrington's going to jump into attacks. Again with the right hand there, Warrington.
Have to find out whether or not the referee deems that that was caused by a punch or by a clash of heads. If it's a clash of heads, then it could go to the scorecards, or it could wind up being a no contest. But good shot, Warrington. And again, right hand, left hand, and Selby in trouble there. His legs, I think, momentarily stiffened. What a great round that for Josh Warrington once more. Tremendous work from the Leeds favourite. If he didn't believe before, he most certainly does now.
It's just an awe-inspiring display here from Warrington. The tactics are spot on. He's hurt his Selby with shots, and that cut's put him under tremendous pressure. Just seeing now if it's going to be a clash of the left hook. Oh, there he goes, a clash of heads there.
Accidental clash of heads, referee indicating that.
Look at this from Warrington. Just when he's in that three-quarter range or up close, he's working away when Selby's trying to hold, and that's the difference so far in this contest.
Well, it has to go 4 rounds. If the fight stopped on the cut thereafter, it would go to the cards. And on the cards, surely, Josh Warrington, after 2 rounds, is 2 up. Confirmed by the IBF organiser at ringside that it is indeed a cut caused by an accidental clash of heads. What a start to the fight, and what a dream start for Josh Warrington.
And to be honest, John, the fact that he hasn't rushed, he hasn't been going flat out here, Warrington. He's been still, to his credit, been quite controlled in his work. So he hasn't been going blazing and running out of steam to get. That's good from Selby, though. That's what he got a box at this range.
They seem to have done a good job on that cut, at least for the time being. A smear of grease, adrenaline added to it as well to staunch the flow of blood. And Selby needs to compose himself. He needs to get into a rhythm. 2 rounds down on our cards, and surely 2 rounds down on the judges' cards as well. But he started this round better.
He's taking the centre ring, pushing, trying to push Warrington back with the jab. And Warrington's looking to do what he did in the first couple of rounds. Covered up. They're just glancing blows there.
Straight right hand in there for Warrington.
That's a good shot, though, there from Warrington. Selby's going back in straight lines. He's not pivoting off the front foot. Not giving Warrington enough angles.
Selby at the weigh-in yesterday looked very, very tight. Good shot again from Warrington, right hand. If it goes the distance, will Warrington be the stronger in the closing rounds? That could be a factor as the blood again pours down the left-hand side of the face of Lee Selby.
But a good right hand and a left uppercut there from Selby.
Good round this for the Welshman so far.
And again, a good left hook.
Bit of elbow going in from Selby.
What you got to do, Selby, when he throws his punches in close, you got to remember to roll out. Standing up straight and stepping back, that's where Warrington's having success.
Won the title back in May 2015, Lee Selby, and he won it on a technical decision against Evgeny Gradovich. Is there going to be an irony there?
Good right hand again there from Selby. After a great start, Warrington, he's no pressure yet, but he's just struggling a little bit to find the range like he did in the first 2 rounds.
Been a much, much better round from Selby, who's settled to his work and settled to it well. Lovely sneak right hand there from Selby. The noise continues from the Leeds faithful, but the small number of Welsh fans who've made their way up And I'm sure the thousands and thousands watching with us on BT across Wales will now believe their man is doing a little bit better here. And they'll believe that he can perhaps start to impose himself. Bell goes a wee bit early for us there, but that has to be a Selby round. Cut over both guys now. It's just a bit of grease on his right eye. Jimmy's, he cuts over the right eye as well. Grease on it. That Jimmy's cut. Tony Borg and Chris Sanagar working away on those cuts. Smear of grease over the right eye as well. Referee might ask for some of that to be shifted. He is doing. They'll want that wiped away. Oh dear, that was a bit of a full-on piece of corner work from Chris Sanagar.
They haven't stemmed the flow of blood, John. That's going to be a problem maybe for Selby if it starts going into the eye.
The last thing you want to be is heavy-handed when you're dealing with something like that. Selby taking that round, Barry.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think he got his box together well, and Warrington just couldn't establish what he did earlier, those jumping in with the attacks.
This is better from Selby. He's starting to get into a rhythm.
Well, it's all important establishing the jab when you're the taller fighter, and that's what Selby did in that last round. And Warrington now needs to do what he did in the first two and take the play right away from him again.
I'm sure there was a shock factor when he wound up cut, but he's settled down and he's composed himself, and that's a good left hand from Selby.
Oh, good right hand there, double right hand there from Warrington.
He's a real box of tricks tonight, Josh Warrington. Terrier of a fighter. Again, the chance of the Leeds faithful go up for their man.
Sneaky right hand there from Selby, but just held his feet and had to take another one off Warrington.
One round the back of the head, says Selby. Referee said nothing about it, though.
Nice little uppercut on the move there as well from Selby.
After that high-intensity start, Warrington has just slowed a little in terms of work rate, waiting for his openings, but there's a good left-hand lead from Warrington.
This is just a little bit of a good body shot there, and again there from Warrington. Oh, good left hook as well.
Well, if he has struggled to make the weight, as he generally does, Lee Selby, those body shots are the sort of shots which could take a toll. Good work from Selby, nice right hand of his own, and then backwards Warrington, and again a complaint about a punch around the back of the head from Selby, with justification maybe.
Well, they looked all right. That one looked all right. The one earlier was maybe a little bit dodgy.
Neither of these guys are real big one-punch concussive punchers, but that was a close round. I wonder how it would be scored. 4 rounds gone, and that was a really tight one. Both guys having a measure of success.
Yeah, and I think Selby did most of the work in the round, but then the last sort of 30 seconds, the better punches were from Warrington. So on that basis, I couldn't really split him, John.
5th round, Barry's got Lee Selby, the champion, 1 round behind Josh Warrington, the massive Leeds favourite. Selby again trying to establish the jab, trying to work from range as Warrington keeps that tight guard.
I tell you something, all this, you got to go forward, you got to smother the work of Selby. Well, he's been doing quite well not doing that at the moment.
Nope.
And that is a surprise.
He's been waiting for Selby, making him miss and then trying to counter. Now he comes forward and produces the attack. Good shot from Selby, left hand, and a solid jab.
Well, for the most part, Selby's going back in straight line, so Warrington can just keep throwing punches and piling forward.
Which he'll happily do right the way through. Selby has been 12-round distance on 8 occasions. Josh Warrington's done it 5 times.
Good jab there from, it's better though from Warrington. So he just doesn't give up on the combination, Josh Warrington.
Selby loves the country life. He breeds lurchers and terriers and ferrets. He needs that sort of fighting spirit here.
Well, luckily for Selby, that blood's not going into the eye. Luckily, it's just rolling on the face, so he's not really affecting him too much.
Well, there's a lot of blood around. That's a
shot.
great right hand from Selby. Warrington takes it well. May have been his best punch so far, and Warrington said something, as much as to say, is that all you've got? Oh, good shot, Warrington, left hand. Selby again felt the weight of that.
Well, he stays nice and low, Warrington, and when Selby just keeps his hands by his chest too close to the target, Warrington's getting through. So when Selby lands with a good shot, he takes one back and sort of spoils all the good work that he does.
Nip and tuck this fight, and you suspect that it's going to swing this way and that. That's another really good solid right hand from Warrington.
Good tactics from Warrington. He's keeping those hands up high, just trying to time the attacks of Selby and punching right down the centre of the guard.
Well, those who said that he was going to be totally outboxed Josh Warrington, already they've been proved wrong here.
Good left hook there from Selby, and again the 1-2.
Good work again from Selby. Trying to stay light on his feet, trying to keep mobile.
It's good from Warrington, right hand, double left hook.
What a good round. What a very good round, and Warrington might have taken it. Worked hard there, Warrington. Selby had some quality shots, but just got the impression Warrington might have done enough.
For me, did John, I thought the quality of work was stronger. I think the punches were cleaner off Warrington. And he's the one pushing forward. The Selby he's just holding his feet too close in target. And every time he throws a shot, Warrington blocks and he counters straight down the centre of the guard. The tactics are spot on so far from Josh Warrington. And Selby's not panic stations yet for Selby. But I think he thought he would be the superior boxer like a lot of us did, and it's not turned out to be that way right now.
Great overhead shot of the stadium, and gives you a sense of the mass of supporters on that stand away to the left of our commentary position. Upwards of 20,000 people in here tonight. Good opening shot from Selby, right hand curled around the guard. As his corner must have told him and must be letting him know that at the moment Warrington is right in the fight and may well have done enough so far to be ahead. Certainly that's the way we see it.
There again, good right hand from Selby, but just doesn't move his feet and gets caught again by Warrington, and again Warrington pushing forward.
Carl Frampton sitting right behind us, watching this one with interest. And he will be paying greater attention to this perhaps than anybody, because the winner of this is likely to be facing him at Windsor Park. But Selby cut, and if Selby were to emerge victorious... Good shot from Warrington, left hand and right hand, landed flush on the head of Selby.
Selby took it well, mind, and that took a couple of body shots as well there from Warrington. This is where Warrington wants to be, this is where he loves to be.
What I was about to say is that with that Selby cut, an August date would be almost out of the question against Frampton. That's another tremendous right hand from Warrington, who is fighting like a man possessed. Huge intensity of performance from Josh Warrington. People said it's about levels. Now, he is told to back away. And he's been told that he used the head. And now the referee is looking at the cut. And the right eye is cut as well. Selby is an absolute mess in there. If it's accidental, it would go to the cards. A lot of protests coming from the corner. I said Michael Alexander could be a key man. He certainly is now, but he's saying the action goes on. The initial damage, he said, was done by an accidental headbutt. Second cut, is it accidental again? If it's stopped on those cuts, it would go to cards, and on those cards, well, Warrington surely has to be ahead.
If Selby wins this fall, good shot there from Warrington.
Big right hand. Warrington, by the way, is just about unmarked, and he is busting Selby up with massive headshots. He is bullying the Welshman around the ring. Tremendous effort from Warrington.
Awe-inspiring this from Warrington. We said he might need the fight of his life, John, and that's what he's doing. This is the best performance I've ever seen from Josh Warrington.
At the first press conference, Selby said he would stop him. He said he would knock him out. He's moderated his language a little bit as it's got closer.
Well, we talk all the time about prospects keeping their shape, and how important it is. And look at Warrington, kept his shape, hands high, punches down the centre of the target every time.
Smaller man Warrington, and he's fighting compact, and that is a huge round for Josh Warrington. Massive. I was there at the MEN Arena in 2005 when Ricky Hatton beat Costa Zoo, and he fed off the emotional and passionate support of that Manchester crowd, and is Josh Warrington doing the same.
And Tony Borg telling Lee Selby there, you've got to dig deeply, you've got to show something special. I think that's what he needs right now.
Here's some of the action, and there's the heads going in.
Sent out, round 7.
Into the 7th round. Warrington on Barry's card is well ahead. Second half now of this IBF World Featherweight title fight, and what a fight we're seeing. Referee confirming that the right eye cut was not done deliberately, that it was an accidental head clash. If it stopped on those cuts, it goes to the cards, and as a technical decision, if the judges see it the same way that Barry's seeing it, there would be a new world featherweight champion, and that name would be Josh Warrington.
If Selby goes on to win this fight, he got Chris Saniga to thank, because Chris Saniga, the doctor was here, I think the doctor was going to call a halt, and Chris Saniga intimidated everyone in the corner, the doctor and the referee, to keep Selby in the fight.
Look at Selby on the receiving end again, but he's trying to bite on his gum shield, trying to dig in and trying to fight, trying to find that champion's resolve. Leeds will be an extraordinary party city tonight if Warrington can keep this going.
Good body shot there from Selby. Sorry, John.
Selby's regrouped well. He's done well in the first half of this round.
Good body shot there, though, back from Josh Warrington. Yeah, he's moving well, Selby, isn't he, in this round?
He's taken a lot of shots, Selby, and he's taking more now. How many more of these concussive headshots can he take? He is getting smacked around those damaged eyes again and again and again, and the blood is starting to flow once more.
That's the thing, he's boxing quite well, but, you know, and nicking around, but then Warrington comes back with that quality of work there. And it's just, and you know, the shots are harder. Selby looks at not hurt, but ruffled. Good from Selby there, nice little fast three-punch combination. Oh, good jab there though from Warrington.
The noise levels go up again. Good body shots from Selby, left hand. He's had a decent round here, the Welshman. He looks as though he's being just battered from pillar to post, but he's had some quality work in there as well.
Yes, yeah, and I think the best work of the round came from Warrington, but probably Selby did enough throughout the round to nick it, I think.
Well, good round, and how hard Selby battled there, showing that boxing ability that served him well through a pro career which now is over 10 years. But Leeds believe. A little bit of bruising under that left eye, no more. Sean O'Hagan, his coach, who brought Josh up for much of his life, along with younger brothers, Marcus and Thomas. Sean says if Josh wins and if he makes enough money of it, one day he's going to open a restaurant. That's his ambition. Apparently he's a good cook, as well as a good trainer.
They just showed the combination, the replay there, that left hook to the body, left to the head, and a straight right hand is what's been working so well for Josh Warrington every time Selby gets remotely close. Good jab there from Warrington.
Selby trying to work to the body. He hasn't put a dent in Warrington at all with anything he's thrown. He's not put him in any sort of real trouble to me from what I've seen.
No, he was only going to really hurt Warrington if he was dazzling him with his skills and Warrington was missing and getting tired. That was the only option, really. He's not thinking he's a massive puncher. He has come up with some pearlers in his career, as we've seen, obviously, the Stephen Smith fight, but that was a long, long time ago.
Well, it would be a phenomenal win if Lee Selby were to pull this off now. That's how Barry's got it, by a couple of points to Josh Warrington. Selby may well have to pretty much take everything from here on in.
I think 4 rounds to 2 is probably a fair assessment, to be honest. Good right hand there from Selby.
Here we are in the 8th.
But
one round you've scored level, and I mean, that's a key point, isn't it? Those tight rounds, sometimes so important.
But the rounds that Warrington's won have been big. And that doesn't make a difference on the scorecards, but your perception makes a big difference.
Yeah, and the crowd, the action, the reaction of the crowd, it shouldn't have an effect on the judges, but they're human beings. Yeah, and every time Warrington lands, throws something big, there's the eruption of noise.
Good right hand there from Selby. Hasn't done much in this round yet, Warrington. Is better from him.
Selby producing some better work in this 8th round. He's still very much in there. There's a nice right hand from the Welshman. Warrington's onto the front foot now. This is where he believed he would be the stronger, that his engine would serve him well down the stretch. And they're going now, you sense, toe to toe. It could be pivotal moments now. Good work from Selby.
Yeah, good left hook there to finish the combination there from Lee Selby. And again,
Selby's had a better round in this 8th.
Oh, good shot there though from Warrington. Just doesn't give up, does he, Warrington, with the combinations? That's the difference.
Oh, what a quality fight it is. Really dramatic, thrilling fight. Josh Warrington may be ahead, but did Lee Selby take that last round?
I think so, John. He was busier throughout for me. Also, a lovely jab there from Warrington. And just skimming him with that right hand there. You just see the commitment in his face.
Just checked with our radio colleagues behind us. And Carl Frampton, who's doubling up and doing a bit of commentary for them. He's got it, Josh Warrington wide. We're into the 9th round, that's coming up. Not wide on our card, Warrington by 1. And Frank Warren, his promoter, was just in that corner, getting him to try and up his work rate. I sense that Frank, who's been around for an awful long time as a promoter, he knows that this one is still in the melting pot.
It is, I just think a couple of the rounds, Warrington, he hasn't switched off. He's just been a little bit quiet and trying to mount those clever attacks. But let Selby do the majority of the work for the rounds. Good right hand there from Selby. But in the early rounds, the tactics from Warrington were just perfect.
4 rounds to go. And Selby getting the better of the early exchanges of this 9th. Good uppercut, lovely left hand from Selby. Better work from the Welshman. Warrington put a huge effort into those early rounds, and his stamina now will be tested. Right hand thudded into the solar plexus under the ribs of Selby.
It's good work there from Warrington, though. When he gets in close, he's so happy to let his hands go.
He's the smaller man, and he's getting advantage of fighting small, keeping very compact.
Just skimming Selby with that right hand.
Selby's still very much in this one, though, here in the 9th round. Has he weathered the Warrington storm, and can he still turn this one around?
Good right hand there from Warrington. Selby let his hands go, but a little bit wide, the shots.
Done a great job on those cuts in the Welsh corner.
Good body shot there from Lee Selby, then moving away.
Nice left hook from Warrington as well. It's a grueling fight, Barry.
Yeah, really is. Oh, nice left hook in close. Warrington staying nice and close, elbows tucked in tight.
Great exchange right around the head, and again the shake of the head from Selby, suggesting that it was illegal tactics from Josh Warrington. And I can see Jamie Sanagar on the far side imploring the referee to do something about it, but Michael Alexander sees nothing wrong. Good work inside from Warrington.
Yeah, been much busier in this round, hasn't he, Warrington? Oh, good shot, lovely.
That's quality.
Lovely body shot in that little combination there from Warrington.
And finishing with the right to the head. Is there a greater snap about the punches of Warrington?
And the left hook there as well.
Put his foot back on the accelerator there in the closing stages of round 9, and Barry gives that round to Josh Warrington. Hurtful body shot from Selby, well delivered. But Warrington so fit and working brilliantly inside.
Oh, it's just the effort from Warrington and the tactics have been tremendous tonight. Really has. I didn't think he'd be able to outbox Selby in stages, and I never thought that could happen, you know.
Selby has 3 rounds left to, as we see it, turn it around, because Barry's got Warrington by 2 points, and we're into the 10th. Selby needs big rounds.
And that's been the difference. The rounds that Warrington's won have been very big. Some of those early rounds he won were huge.
This is where Warrington, I suspect, might be onto the front foot and might be looking to get into the chest of Selby and start to bully him around. Good shot.
Oh, beautiful jab there from Josh Warrington.
Work.
Inspired performance it is, John.
Selby, the man with the renowned jabbing skill, comprehensively out-jabbed in that exchange.
Needs to find those flurries now, Lee Selby, and find those angles, spinning off that front foot, go again when he's on the side of Warrington.
He's not really found the much vaunted combinations that he's prospered on.
No, that's because Warrington's been sitting back quite intelligently. Oh, lovely right hand there from Warrington. Sitting back quite intelligently and then charging forward behind the punches. So he's been rushing him, but intelligently. That's good work.
It's good from Selby. Educated pressure from Warrington. It's been that way throughout. Good body shots.
Oh, both landing with body shots.
It's coming down to the time when it's will and desire. And Warrington has had that absolutely in spades right the way through the night.
Well, everyone talked about how will the crowd react, will it spur him on, will he suffocate under the pressure? He seemed to have rose to the occasion. But listen, Selby's still in the fight. And when you got the skill that he has, that erraticness. Oh, good right hand there from Warrington.
It's one of the old truisms of boxing, isn't it? It only takes one, but there's a great right hand from Warrington. Kept that high defence so effectively, Josh Warrington.
That's like 5 punches unanswered there from Josh Warrington.
He said he was ready to produce the performance of his life, and on the basis of what I've seen most of Josh Warrington's fights through the long career. This has been the performance of his life.
It has, but a lovely little long right uppercut there from Selby. Oh, look at that right hand back there from Warrington. Fantastic stuff.
Oh, what a great round again. Both of them have had their successes. 2 big right hands from Warrington, who gives Selby an old-fashioned look as he goes back to his corner, knowing that he maybe has added yet another round to his tally. And Selby now be in the position where he needs a knockout to win it.
For me, on my card, he does, John. He needs a couple of knockdowns or a knockout.
What desire. Big shots. Selby battling for all he's worth. A moment of success for him. And I just checked with Carl Frampton sitting behind us, and he thinks, as you do, that this is now Warrington's and he's heading for victory.
Yeah, it looks like Warrington's. It's all in his hands now. Josh Warrington just got to keep that composure and discipline that he's had, and he might be walking out of here champion of the world. Selby knows it as well, John, because he's come out like a train.
Well, he's got to stop him. I think he's got to put Warrington away if he wins this fight. Absolutely no doubt he's got to win the last 2 rounds.
Well, he needs knockdowns at least.
And Warrington has not been moved really by anything that Selby's thrown so far. He's going to be going to have those eyes stitched and maybe have plastic surgery after this, Selby. But he's really come out in this round.
Yeah, and just planted a lovely right hand there on Warrington's jaw. Of course, Warrington never blinked.
Good first minute from Lee Selby. Oh, shot from Warrington. Selby has to show that he is very much the fighter now. Boxing has not been enough. Now it's down to fighting and about brawling. He needs to put Warrington out.
But he needs to get a bit of space. All trying to maul, get too close to the tag's no good for him.
Now the binding has come loose around the glove of Josh Warrington. Chris Sanigar urging Lee Selby to go forward, to be the boss in this round. And he does precisely that and lands a body shot, but now he's on the receiving end as Warrington's into his face, literally.
Oh, fantastic jab there from Warrington, and a right hand over the top.
Hasn't Warrington jabbed well?
He's kept his shape and composure and all those things that we rant on about in the past. He's kept it so well tonight.
Well, Chris Sanigar was saying before this fight, Leeds has never had a world champion. I've had 3 out of my gym. As much as to say it's all about levels and my man is on a different plateau to yours. Could still turn around. But if that judge's verdict goes that way, if it goes the distance, it's a different fight to the one we've seen.
It is. Oh, good again from Warrington.
A little bit of taunting there to Selby from Warrington. He's bossing that exchange.
Finished the round strong here, Warrington. It's a good start from Selby, but he's finished it stronger.
Extraordinarily fit man, isn't he? Fights with a tremendous intensity. Warrington, I'm sure, will pay tribute to the crowd. Oh, good shot from Warrington. Right on the bell, great right hand. And now, trust me, the whole of Leeds believes that Warrington is poised to be the new world champion.
He is. I think for me, I think I just nicked Warrington that round. He just finished the stronger, close, very close round though. But for me, Selby needs to stop it. He needs that knockout now.
I stuck my neck out and said that I thought that Josh Warrington could take this fight, that he could be the new champion, but I thought it would be so close.
Like so often in this fight, it's a good start for the round for Selby, but Warrington just pushing forward, coming on. Hit him with the clean, maybe the cleaner, heavier shots.
So much bad words, a lot of bad blood between these fighters in the run-up to this. Warrington salutes the fans and the two touch gloves. Oh, well, how much respect was there? Not a lot, I don't think. 3 minutes remaining. Selby in no mood to say well done. Likewise, Warrington, and they are going to go for it tooth and nail. Great right hand from Warrington.
Oh, good right hand there from Selby as well.
Well, whatever happens, so far as the cards are concerned and the verdict's concerned, Selby's shown that he's a lot more than just a fancy Dan. From the very early stages, he's fought under the handicap of those two awful cuts. But Warrington has raised his game and has been superb.
Well, what's happened is Selby, once Selby gets to the rhythm, that's it, it's game over for almost anyone he fights. But Warrington didn't allow that from the get-go. Oh, fantastic.
Great shots. Warrington, did he catch Selby around the back of the head? Selby certainly thought so, but he takes two big shots, and the referee says no, he didn't.
Well, I think he did catch him on the back of the head with one of the shots. But he's moving his head all the time, Selby, and Warrington's just swinging away. I don't think it's anything intentional.
That's another one you see, similar sort of shots. No protest from Selby this time. I think he's given up on that one because the referee's just saying, no way. And a wall of noise is now cascading out of the stands and across the pitch here at Elland Road. They've waited an awful long time for this. Great right hand from Warrington.
Oh, good right hand there as well.
Selby trying to find something, even now, to sway this one back in his direction. Josh Warrington, decried by many experts and certainly many armchair pundits as being a domestic level fighter. He's shown himself to be very, very much more than that.
Oh, good shot.
Good shot from Selby there. There was a solid left hand.
Another even round again, having it real hard to score. Both just trying so hard to get the big finish.
Into the last 10 seconds. Who's going to be on the shield at the end? The two of them go toe-to-toe. Tremendous fight. And Josh Warrington raises his arms aloft. And I think Lee Selby knows it. He's moaning, I think, about the cuts and about the use of the head. But Selby goes back to his corner, knowing that on the night he has been outgamed and that the strategy of the Warrington camp has been spot on. And surely, Josh Warrington's arm is about to be raised as the new IBF featherweight champion of the world.
Yeah, without a doubt, John, it really is. No, I think he boxed tremendously well, kept his shape, and in a couple of close rounds, I probably get the Selby, could have gone the other way. Like that last round there was a very close round, I thought. But there's only one winner. The most important part is it's clearly only one winner in this fight for me, and that is definitely Josh Warrington.
Well, I've got it Warrington by 5.
Yeah, I got a little bit closer.
It's that sort of fight, but I think that he's surely done enough, and I think the Selby camp know it. There's handshakes all round. Sean O'Hagan, I wonder what's going through his mind now. Josh Warrington's father being congratulated by a smiling Frank Warren. So many people up there in the ring. Selby gave it everything. He was so brave, but his boxing skills were taken away from him. And Josh Warrington on the ropes, right in front of us, beats his chest. Yeah, he did show heart, didn't he? Huge.
No, everyone was saying you got to have the performance of his career, the fight of his life, and he did it. He absolutely did. He boxed tremendously well, and he didn't just go all out like a lunatic and just show the will and the fire to want to beat someone up. He was intelligent in his work, especially in the early rounds, sitting back on that back foot, not allowing Lee to establish a jab, and then just fighting forward then in bursts of combinations. And Lee was confused with what was going on. Lee couldn't get no rhythm in it with the jab, couldn't establish the jab, get no rhythm with his work. And I think that sort of paved the pattern of the fight. And then Lee had a fight back in a few of those rounds. But the difference is the rounds that Warrington, that Selby won, were close rounds. The rounds that Warrington won were very, very big rounds. He won them quite conclusively, and that's, I think, the difference is, and that's why Warrington, for me, is the new champion of the world.
Always an anxious moment for the fighters, even though everybody is saying, but everybody, that Warrington has won it. But the celebrations have not quite started yet. They're on hold. But I think now that Thomas Treiber has the result up there, and I think we can go into the ring and find out now who has won this one. Have we got a new world champion? We can find out now and go into the ring. The fighters are together with the referee. Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards, and we have a split decision. Judge Alan Davis scores it 115 to 113 in favor of Lee Selby. Judge Phil Edwards scores it 116 to 112 in favor of Josh Warrington. And Judge Frank Lombardi scores it 115 to 113 in favor of your winner and new IBF featherweight champion of the world, Josh the Leeds Warrior Warrington.
Tears of joy from Josh Warrington in the ring. Delirious reaction from the crowd. How that was a split decision, I find it difficult to understand. Phil Edwards' card was closest to how Barry saw it. I think it pretty much was spot on with how Barry had it, 116, 112. One judge having it 115, 113 for Lee Selby. But I think, for me, that has to be the right verdict. And fairy tales in Leeds do come true. Josh Warrington, the champion. What about that, Barry?
Well, John, we were all saying all week, we're giving our honest assessment, that we all thought that there was only going to be one winner, and that was Lee Selby. But Warrington, Warrington stole his thunder. I think his tactics were spot on. Didn't allow Selby what he needs the most, the rhythm to establish that jab and get those combinations together. He took that away from Selby earlier on, and then Selby was playing catch-up. I think then he had to rush his work a little bit. And obviously had to tough it out, and then tough it out with the guy who's known to being a tough guy anyway. But what a fantastic fight! Let's not forget that.
Oh, great fight!
A really good fight.
And a tremendous performance from Lee Selby.
And what we want to see again.
Remember,
you've got to give Selby his credit. He boxed with a nasty cut in his eye from really early in the fight, and still went on with it. Still was competitive in every round. But listen, tonight, whatever it is, tonight was a fantastic fight. It's all about Josh Warrington. A return maybe, because it was such a good fight, who knows? But I think Carl Frampton's going to want to fight Josh Warrington. No, that's for sure. What a fight that'll be.
Lee Selby remains very much in the mix, doesn't he? And he showed a tremendous fighting heart.
Well, he'll go away thinking, if I would have established my jab earlier, or if I wouldn't have got cut, they got me out my rhythm, maybe I would have done enough. But, I think Josh Warrington, and some things, John, it's as silly as it sounds, some things just meant to be. Childhood, this is his club he's loved since he was a kid. All that stuff you talk about, all that magical stuff you talk about. And, this is the dream for every boxer who's a fan of their home football club. This is a dream for every boxer to win your world title in your home club. And he's done it. Wow.
Some people who should know better said that this song of the Kaiser Chiefs was going to be a prescient sort of song, that there could well be a riot. Well, not to be. It's a night of celebration. It's anything but. This is a night about Leeds, and it is a victory for Josh Warrington, and it's one which sets up that fight against Carl Frampton.
I can tell you something now, though. This party here will go on all night long.
Look at that. What a tremendous picture.
So look at the team. Look how many
celebration as
look
well.
how many of the team had. He's getting them in from outside the ring, John. He's calling people in. Come in. This is our success. He feels like he's been telling people he's the man of the people for Leeds, and they're going mad in the stands. Oh,
I don't know where the party is, Barry. I think you should find out.
Well, this is it. This is it, John. Just anywhere. Leeds is the party, I guess.
What a great moment. Ronald McIntosh is patiently in there, and I think he's finally getting to the new champion. Ronald is now in the ring with the man of the moment, Josh Warrington. Ronald, take it away.
I was on medication, and I was a mentally ill patient in a psychiatric ward.
I was able to discover at a very young age that my voice was an instrument.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Warren.
He was just a natural.
So much energy. Well, I said, dude, you have a talent.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna become a major star. And then the biggest battle of my life began. I was sick. I was really sick.
We call it bipolar disorder, but it really describes two phenomena. One is depressive episodes and what we call manic episodes.
He'd have these breakdowns, rage, just the brain chemicals. We didn't know anything about it.
Seeing someone with a mental disorder like that just melt down, you just go, wow.
I'm a fucking prisoner of my own fucking mind.
Hey, Mom, biggest show of my career. Thanks for your love and support.
Good luck, Claudio.
Floyd Mayweather landing the right hand now at will. Attacks McGregor again.
I want to kick the living crap out of this.
It's over. Oh, God.
What's
Whoa. Tell me. Don't tell me.
Mental illness may be a life sentence for a lot of us, but it does not have to be a death sentence.
Keep fighting the good fight.